Emotions rising now with the impending executions of the ringleaders of the Bali Nine. A lot of questions about whether more could have been done.
We've seen in federal parliament Tanya Plibersek talking about her journey with her husband and his heroin conviction 30 years ago. We've seen a very emotive speech by the Foreign Minister Julie Bishop too, talking about how Indonesia actually lobbies other countries to set free Indonesian citizens who are facing the death penalty, and in many cases actually use what's called blood money to pay off their victims. They have a fund. It's partially funded by government and partially funded by business. And people are saying, well, why can't we do a deal with Indonesia right now? I do have a reservation here. We've got a real chorus of voices now complaining about the treatment being handed to Sukumaran and Chan. Where was everyone 8.5 years ago when these two guys were sentenced to death? Where was the national outcry then? Where were our politicians? Where were our leading lawyers and human rights specialists who are now flooding our op-ed pages and our letters pages everywhere right around the country? Where were they? Why weren't they speaking up when Sukumaran and Chan were initially sentenced to death?
I think the view has been that they would not be executed, and that ultimately by talking about it so loudly you're guaranteeing Indonesia would proceed with it, because it's a matter of face for them that they do not want to be seen to be backing down. But now you've got this chorus, and it seems the more that there is a chorus, the more determined they are to proceed and not to be seen to be bowing to what Australia is asking for.
And in many ways, the Indonesians, they don't want to lose public face. So they've got a new president there who doesn't want to be seen to be retreating. He's got to look after his domestic political electorate there. He's very concerned about them. Yes, there is hypocrisy. Yes, there are many judgments that have been handed down that are not equivalent to what Sukumaran and Chan are facing. I think really what we need to see and find out over these next couple of days is what is the Australian government really getting up to behind the scenes.
We may not know, and they may not want to talk about what they've been doing behind the scenes until the firing squad has done its work. They're dead, and we can then perhaps learn just how determined the government has been over not just months but also years to try and stop this happening.
Well, let's just hope they've been backing up their words with some actions behind the scenes.